Pop, 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 pop. So the group would be aistaff.com/FB. So if you go to this URL, you'll be able to join the Facebook group. Now, just to be very clear with everybody, this is not a customer support group. We're not going to be answering customer support queries. For customer support, we have a support desk. The group is going to be about helping you use AI staff the right way to use it in more creative way, and also for you all to collaborate with each other on how you are using AI staff in your business and how John is using and how Eric is using. So all of you can learn from each other, which is really, really important, especially when it comes to AI stuff. And then I'm going to show you some really cool things that you can do with AI generally, not probably with AI staff, but generally with AI staff. Some really cool things, some previews of AI staff and things and the features that we're gonna possibly add into AI staff going forward. So yeah, definitely join the Facebook group. You're gonna get a lot of really cool stuff. It is important if you want to stay ahead of the curve in AI, to be on that Facebook group because I'm gonna share some really cool stuff. And I'm not like me. I'm not like one of those gurus who were expert in crypto last year, then they were expert in dropshipping 2 years ago. Now they're all of a sudden they're experts in AI. We've been using AI since 2017, since OpenAI GPT-2 came out. We've been behind OpenAI. We've been supporting OpenAI before Microsoft took over when Elon Musk was taking. So we know what generative AI means. We know how it works. We know how LLMs work. We know what goes behind it, and we know what other people are working on, in the industry. So the information that you're gonna get from us is not just just not just fluff that a lot of people just talk about. So yeah, that's some of the things that we're going to share. I'm going to share one really cool tip as a preview, as a bonus. If you guys um, join the Facebook group, you'll learn about it. So this is a really cool thing that I've been playing today, but I'll show you an example in a bit. But yeah, let's jump right in. And how do we begin? Do we talk about the Q&A first? Let's do the Q&A in the end, right? Whatever questions you have, we'll do it in the end. I'll answer some most commonly asked questions and do a quick few questions in demo. So make sure you save this link, go to this link, join it. Maybe you can join later, maybe you can join now, whatever. But first thing I want to talk about today is, is Stan Martin. I don't know if you guys know about Stan Martin, but we announced Stan Martin as a new AI staff that we added for everybody to use, whether you're a premium user or a bundle user or an unlimited user or a plus user or expansion user. Everybody gets access to this funny fella. So this is Stan Martin. Stan Martin is a graphic designer. Now, a lot of you know that we already have another graphic designer. Let me see if I can find it. Doop, 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 doop. Let me see. Staff type. No. Oh yeah. Oops. There you go. So all of you already know we have Barry. Barry is a graphic designer, but Barry doesn't design graphic. He teaches you how to design graphics or how to use graphic apps or the concept behind the UX and UI and how to, properly use it. But what Stan Martin does, he designs the graphics for you, right? He creates a lot of things. So um, starting right now, if you go into staffs in your account, I don't want you to do it right now, just remember it. I'll give you a replay to this training. You'll be able to find Stan Martin somewhere up top over here, probably next to Sarah James if you haven't hired Sarah yet, but he will be somewhere around here as a first. And you can hire him. And once you hire him, so let's start a new conversation. And here it goes. I'm Stan Martin, graphic design. I'm here to help create graphics and designs for you. Let me know what you'd like to design for you today, and I'll try to help you describe it a bit better and then design it for you. Now, as a graphic designer, it takes me time and a lot of work to design, which is why I can create up to 5 designs or graphics or images every 24. I'll try to learn and improve and get faster with time, I promise. So let's begin. Let me know what would you like to create today. So before we get started with Stan Martin, I want to have a very clear expectations set for everybody. So what Stan does, Stan uses a technology called Stable Diffusion with Midjourney. So I'm sure a lot of you would have heard of Midjourney, uh, but probably not a lot of you would have heard of Stable Diffusion. So what Stan does, he uses computer vision with Stable Diffusion to understand what you want to design. So when you give it a prompt, or not even a prompt, just you like ask him, Stan, I want a picture of a cat. So what Stan will do is gonna first try to understand you, because one of the biggest goal a graphic designer has is not to design, but to understand and express what you want in his design, right? So a lot of people who hire graphic designers are frustrated with graphic designers because they're like, oh, I wanted you to create this, but you did not create it that. I'm sure you've been in the same boat, right? It's mostly because the client, which is you, is unable to explain or express them to what exactly do they want. And for Stan to be able to create something perfect, um, you need to give Stan a lot more input. So what we have done is we have trained Stan on a lot of data from graphic design agencies where there's been a communication between the graphic designer and Stan. So when you tell Stan to create a picture of a cat, the first thing Stan will do is try to figure out what you mean by a picture of cat and try to describe the picture of cat in as much detail as you can. So let's say design a picture of cat. Design a picture of cat in space. Let's say space, right? So what Sam's going to do now is going to start thinking, start putting together a couple of descriptions for you to pick from. And again, just so you know, Stan is a really new type of AI staff that we created. So he works in a very different way. He's more autonomous, right? You don't have to really explain him a lot of things. He will try to understand, and that's what we're going to be doing a lot with other staff as well. So, anyways, here's what Stan has done. He's created two descriptions. So he's like, maybe you want this, maybe you want this. It's like capture a stunning detailed image of a curious cat floating in the vastness of space, surrounded by twinkling stars in distant galaxy. The feline should be depicted with realistic fur and expressive eyes, gazing out at the viewer with a sense of wonder and curiosity. Use a high resolution camera and lighting technique that creates a sense of depth and dimensionality, with vibrant color and vivid contrast that makes the cat fur and surroundings pop. Consider using a fisheye lens or other unique camera lens to add an otherworldly quality to the image. The image should be highly detailed and visually striking, with a surreal and dreamlike quality that captures the imagination. Medium, digital art, style, sci-fi, fantasy, lighting, dramatic, color vibrant, composition, fisheye lens, shot from above, AR4 is to 5. Now, here's what's happening. This is the kind of description a graphic designer usually needs when they want to, um, design something, but most of the clients are unable to do that. I mean, like if I want something, I won't be able to describe it in this vivid details. And then what Stan does, he builds out these two. So you can pick whichever aligns best with your whatever you want to do, whatever you want to design. So let's say this one, the first one aligns best with you, or the second one. All you have to do is pick either of the, you just click on it. So I'm going to click on this. Now what Stan's going to do is going to start using the computer vision powered by Stable Diffusion and MJ technology to create a close rendering of this description. Now, again, it's not going to be the perfect graphic out there, right? But it is a good start. Going forward with time, what's going to happen is this is going to get better. I mean, this is not great. This is just basic. but it's still somewhere. Let's try this other one as well. And of course, you can also download it. If you click on it, here's a picture of it, and you can download it by right click, save wherever you want to save it. But uh, the way the technology is, it's going to get better over time. And but when I say over time, I'm saying, in the coming few weeks, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And this is like a painting. So if you ask them to create like graphics like these, it's going to be good. If you're going to ask him to create realistic images, it's going to be a little bit tricky for the next couple of weeks, 2, 3 weeks. And then it's going to start creating these pictures as well. As more people use, it's going to understand what more people are looking for, and it's going to start doing it. So, oops, I think I clicked on it again. So this is how Stan Martin works, and this is how it's going to create. So this is a pretty cool picture. I'm going to download this, and I'm going to show you something really cool about it later. Let me save it on my desktop over here. There we go. Right. So this is how Stan Martin does. You can ask it to create pictures and stuff, and it'll start creating these for you.
Right. So what you just saw was a previous version of San Martin that we rolled out, I think, early this week. The version that you get now, starting today, and some of you already got beta access to it yesterday, I think. But the version that you all get today, starting right now, and you don't have to do anything, you don't have to upgrade, you don't have to put in support tickets, already loaded up into your account, free of charge, is the new version of Stan Martin. And what new version of Stan Martin is doing is he's able to create better graphics. And like I promised in my previous webinar as well, and I mentioned this today as well, is over time Stan Martin improves. So this new version is better than the version from the early of this week, and in the next couple of weeks it's going to be much more better. So let me show you some output ideas. Cats in space, let's try that. And same way, Stan Martin is going to go out there and try to describe cats in space as much as it can, and then give you an option to pick. So there are two of these options. Let's go with the first one. Let's see what we get. Now this version is going to be a little bit slower, and then the other version is going to be a little bit slower as well, because the design is going to get it takes more computer rendering, so it takes more time. Now, but what you can see here is there's more details in the pictures, right? Sometimes the legs might be off, like this cat over here, but these two are perfectly fine. So you can crop these two out, and I'll show you how to crop these out and use Photoshop to do it. But sometimes the pictures are going to be really good. For example, look at this, right? Now, let's try another one. Batman on top of a building, let's say. And again, it's going to do the same thing. Try to describe things as much as it can, and then let you pick one of those. So let's start this first one. Capture Dark Knight Batman. So this kind of description is like really good, right? And you can use this on other apps as well, like Midjourney and all, if you use that. But trust me, Stan Martin's going to get better, as good as Midjourney V5. Sometimes you might get this error, which is because of server timing out. Now, this is part of how things are right now. You get this error, you give it back, click on it again, it'll work. So here's we got one Batman flying on top of the building. Let's try another one. Plumber doing plumbing work in a house. And again, when you give Stan Martin something to do, make sure you give it like the simplest query. You don't have to prompt it. You don't have to overthink it, because that's what Stan Martin does for you. He thinks for you. He overthinks for you. He over describes things for you. So you don't have to do it yourself. So this is like two plumbers, like one guy and then the other guy helping, that sort of things. But again, that's how the technology is. Sometimes the hands just not might not be right. So what you can do is you can keep trying different designs. That's why we give you multiple options. So you can keep trying different designs, and you'll get to what you're looking for. But look at this one. This is like pretty good. Let me open this for you over here. That's a really high resolution picture, right? So this is how Stan Martin has improved in the past 3 days, I think, 2, 3 days, and you can expect a lot more improvements coming out of Stan Martin going forward.
And of course, just like all staff, all conversation, all these images are going to be saved.
Now, the next thing I wanted to cover is about the OpenAI key and OpenAI credit, and a lot of people getting security issue error and all that stuff. So what we have done is we've removed the need for OpenAI key. So if you go into your settings, you would see this thing, OpenAI key, and you probably would have put your key, or you might be looking to find a way to put your key. That's not needed anymore. We are removing this option entirely. You don't need your own OpenAI key for now, right? You will not need to put in your OpenAI key. You will not be billed by OpenAI. You don't have to pay any API. You don't have to create any account, nothing of that sort. Everything is automated and taken care of. You don't need to do this anymore, right? If you have put your OpenAI key in the past, don't worry, it's automatically deleted. It will be removed. Everything is now taken care of by us. You don't need your own API key, and you will stop getting the security issue messages as well. Of course, unless there really is a security issue, you will stop getting those messages as well. So this is really, really huge. You don't have to, even for the God mode going forward, you do not need your OpenAI API key, right? Now, if you guys face any issues with this, reach out to our support team. We'll try and help you. We're gonna fix things for you, but what we have done is to make it so much easier for everybody who was getting confused or couldn't find the key and all that stuff. We've done it for you. You don't need to put in the key. Right, now let's talk about embedding. And before jumping into UI, I want to talk about embedding really quick. So what embedding does, right? So you go here, you click on embed, and a lot of you were like, I don't know how this works, right? It's super easy. First thing, you can select what autoresponder you want. So you go in here. Let's see where the autoresponder settings are. Now, I think you have to go into integration somewhere. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there it is. Integrations, right? And here you can connect your autoresponder. GetResponse, Ava, MailChimp, MailVia. We support 4 of them. We're going to add a couple more in the coming few weeks. And we're going to also give you an option to put in your own opt-in code. So if you don't support that autoresponder, it'll still work for you. Once you've connected your autoresponder, what's going to happen, and the reason you connect your autoresponder is when somebody opens a chat pop-up, right? They need to put in their name and email so you can generate leads as well. And those leads will be added to your autoresponder. Okay, anywho, let's do this. We go to embed, and we get this. Now it says insert this code in the head section between head tags in your page. This one, and then put this anywhere in the page body. So let's try to do that. Let's copy this. And let's start with ClickFunnels. So I'm going to show you how ClickFunnels, how you can embed it in ClickFunnels on, and this is going to work for pretty much any other, funnel builder app, right? The steps are literally the same. So let's open some random funnel that I have. Let me open this one. So you want to edit the funnel or edit the page. And again, trust me guys, this will work in this process is going to work in every single page builder. ClickFunnels, Go High Level, Groove, whatever you guys use, right? So you have to find something called integrations or tracking code, right? So find this thing called tracking code. Let me zoom in it, tracking code, and click on it, right? Here you will see header code. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back here. We're going to copy this and we're going to paste it here. Done. Then in the footer code, we're going to copy this and we're going to paste it here. And this extra space, remove this extra space, close, save, boom. That's it. That's all you have to do to embed it. I'll let it save. I'm going to show you a quick preview of this as well. Let's click on preview. And the pop-up is right over here, right? Now, what you can do is you click on this pop-up and it's going to ask for name, email, how can I help you upload an image. So what this name and email is going to be opted into these autoresponders that you select here. It's going to be added to your email. So you build, your leads as well. Now let me show you WordPress as well. So let me go here to a WordPress blog. Let me log in. Oops, let me just remove this from the editor as well while I'm at it, because I don't really want people to chat with Stacy on this funnel. Let me save this. Done. All right, so once you're logged into your WordPress editor, and it might be a slightly bit different based on what WordPress theme you're using, but 99% is going to be the same, right? So you go into appearances and then you go to theme editor. You click on theme editor, and then on this side, on the right side, you have to find a file called header.php and click on it, right? Now we got the header.php. You see head/head. So what we're going to do is, let me close this. I'm going to copy this, go here, and just paste it over here. And then we're going to go here, and then we're going to copy this text, and we're going to paste this text after /head. Okay? So we're going to paste it here. And we're going to click on update. And we're going to go here, and let's see. Boom. There we have it. Name, email, message, and you can embed Stacy here. You want to remove it, you go here, you remove this piece of code here, and then you remove this piece of code that you added, you save it, and it's removed. Now, in cases when you can't find header.php file, what you can do is go into plugins, go add new, and WP code. See. So what you want to do is you want to install this plugin real quick. Done. You're going to activate the plugin. Then we're going to go here in code snippet, open this. Then we're going to go to header and footer. And then we're going to paste this code over here. And then we're going to paste this code in the body section. We're going to save it. Boom. That's it. Done. Easy peasy. Works with all kinds of, WordPress size, all kinds of WordPress themes as well. Now let me quickly find and disable this plugin so my devs don't come back grumpy at me, because they really don't like me messing things up. Anyways, okay, we're done this. Easy peasy, super easy, lemon squeezy. Moving on to the next thing that I want to really talk about. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is UAI, and a lot of you have been asking how UAI works, how to train the data, blah, 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 all that stuff. So, cool. So once you're in the UAI tab, first thing you want to do is create a directory. Now, what is the purpose of a directory? Directory essentially means it's like a box where you put all the documents and data that you want your UAI agent to learn from you. Now, currently there's a limit of 75 to 80,000 characters, which somehow, is around, let's say how many words there are. Let's say 75,000 characters equal to how many words? I think about like 20,000 words. Yeah, about 10 to 20,000, 18,000 words, which is quite a lot, to be honest, right? Which is almost half the book of Harry Potter. Almost half, right? So that's a lot. And this will improve over time, but that's how the technology is right now. And we're going to be adding more over time, but that's the limit. So again, if you're trying to upload a 500-page PDF, it's not going to work, right? You have to upload in smaller portions, and over time it will increase and you can do it more. Now, how to import that? again, you have a website option. So let's say you want to create an intern about, I don't know, how Congress works. Let's try and find a blog. But how does U.S. Congress work? Right, and we find this website. Has a lot of information. What we can do is we go here, we paste this URL, and we say it import, and it's gonna go to the website and download scrape all the information and learn from it. Right, so you can do that. The next thing you can do is also import from Word or PDF. So if you wanna do something like this, you can upload a PDF file just like I did, and it's gonna download the PDF, grab all the data, import it, and all that. And once it's done that, I'm going to show you how you can do it on typing. So, if you don't have a PDF or you have a document that you can't import or export, you can just go here, give it a name, and then just copy paste whatever information you had. Don't copy paste a URL here, but copy paste whatever text you wanted to put, and then click on create. It's going to put it. So easy peasy, super simple. No rocket science here. Now, once you've imported your information to your folder, next you want to do is create your AI agent. Now you're going to give it a name. Let's call it agent demo. And let's keep it male. Give it a short role. Agent for webinar demo. Then give it a description. This intern knows about Congress, but also knows about auto blogging. Now you can skip uploading a picture, or if you have a picture, you can upload a picture as well. You click on next. This is the important part. Here you're going to pick the right folder where you uploaded the information. So we upload information in the content marketing folder. So we're going to select that. And once you select something, when you select the folder, cross comes up. So if you cross it, it's going to get deselected. So select that, and then you click on create. And your agent is created. So you go back to staff, and you scroll down here, you'll see agent demo is ready. And you can hire agent demo. You can, of course, change the name and description if you want. You can hire and start asking questions.
Now, moving forward, the next thing I want to do is I want to talk about a couple of more common questions that we have been getting. So I want to talk about 5 common questions that we are getting right now. So one of the first questions that we are getting, and I think a lot of you are asking as well, is about the credit. So on the dashboard, if you see here, this little ball, it says 0% because I'm not using much. But how does credit system work? So if you bought AIStaff premium for $37 or $39, whatever the price point that you bought it during the founding member deal, or if you bought it at 97 or 197, if you're watching this as a replay later, so you got 10,000 credits. Now, if your credits were bumped later because you bought it through somebody or got a bonus or something, great, you have more than 10,000 credits, but generally you'll have 10,000 credits. If you bought the unlimited or the bundle package for $297 or $497 or $997 later, depending on what time you're buying it, you have about 50,000 credits. And these 50,000 credits roll over every month. So what happens is you have 50,000 credits in this month, in the month of June, right? And you only use, let's say, 30,000 of these credits. So you're left with 20,000 credits. So what happens in July, you'll start with a rollover credit, which is 70,000. So 50 plus 20, which was left from June, right? And again, in July, you only use 20,000 credit, let's say. Right. So, oh no, in July, let's say you used, you have 70, you use all 50,000 or you use 40,000 credits. So you're left with 30,000 credits. So in the month of August, you're going to be 50 plus 30. So you're going to have 80,000. And this rollover continue up until 100,000 credits. The moment you have 100,000 credits, the rollover will stop working because, it's just going to accumulate. And we want you to be using the credits as well because we want you to use the app in your business. So whatever credits that you have will roll over if you have the unlimited or the bundled plan, right? And you're not going to be paying. Now, these credits will work and you'll be assigned these credits for a period of 12 months, right? It's a lifetime deal when you pick it up, which means you get access to the product, to the technology, and the updates and everything for the first 12 months. And after the first 12 months, what happens is the product works the way it is, and all the upgrades and features and everything that you have received so far will continue to work, and you will continue to have support for those features, right? But if you roll out something new, that won't be part of it. And if you want to continue getting new updates, new features, new products, new AI stuff added after the first 12 months, you can do that for a small fee. We haven't announced that fee, but it's going to be really, really, really tiny, and you can subscribe to that for an annual plan. It's going to be really tiny. It's not going to make a dent. It's going to be, a cost of a burger or something like that. But yeah, that's the idea. And the reason we are doing this, and it was announced on the webinars as well when we were pitching, is because there is no software company in the world that offers a cloud-based solution for a lifetime of the client for a single one-time payment. We offer a LTD, which is a lifetime deal, and our lifetime is defined by 5 years or the year or the timeline of the product, right? So to have access, whatever you paid will continue to work for more than 5 years. We are a 15-year-old company. We have products from 2007 and 8 that are still working, and we still support them. So you don't have to worry about it at all. But yeah, after the first 12 months, what's going to happen is your product, your AI staff account will continue to work the way it is. You'll have all your credits, you'll have all your staff, you'll be able to do whatever you're doing. You'll be able to create new AI agents, you'll be able to have conversations, anything and everything that you're doing right now will continue to work. It's just that if you roll out a new version of Stan Martin or a new AI agent, that won't be included in your existing plan, right? And yeah, so that's how credits work. And the other question was how exactly credits are calculated. So again, that's a very tricky question because it's not a one-way single road answer. Generally, what we have done right now is one message that you send is going to cost you 5 credits, right? And then we also verify how many credits can be used based on the speed of utility, right? So if you're asking too many questions too quickly, the CPU will use and the GPU will use more power. So your credit could be from 5, it could go up to 6 or 7 credits. But on average, one message is going to cost you 5 to, let's say, 6.5 credits at max, never more than that. So that's how credits are calculated. Now, moving on to the next question. If credits are, like the question's being asked is, are credits needed to train AI staff? Yes, you need credits to train AI staff. Depending on how much content you're importing, credits will be used to train the AI staff because, of course, when you upload content, you're sending information. So whatever content that you upload is the content that you're sending to the AI, right? To our LMS, the second layer LMS, and that sort of costs credit. So the way credits are calculated is based on characters, of how many characters you upload, and it would entirely depend on your account usage. But in UAI, I think it's going to cost you about 10 credits for every 100 words or 150 words, something like that. You can reach out to our support team. We can give you a confirmed number, but it's somewhere between 100 and 150. Again, stupidly cheap. If you run out of, we'll be happy to give you some extra credits, to be honest. Let's see. How do we get to purchase more credits? Again, we haven't rolled out paid credits just yet because that's not our goal. That's not what we want. We don't want to sell you credits just yet. We want to make sure you have enough credits. But yeah, eventually we will add an option here somewhere to buy more credits. Next question we have is, what is opening hours? Why did I set up opening hours and my staff is still not available. So let me show you what opening hours are. So if you click on your name over here and you go to settings, you'll see something called working hours, right? So working hours, you can turn on and off all of these as you want, and you can set a time. So, and you can set a time zone as well. So what essentially working hours means, what is the purpose behind working hours? Let me grab a sip of water real quick. All right, so what exactly working hours means? The idea behind AI staff is, again, these are AI, but they're also staff, they're employees, right? How does working hour fit into an AI being an employee? Because AI can work 24/7. Again, as an end user, if you are the single person in your business, you don't need to worry about it. You can always set it the way you see it on your screen, from 9 a.m. till 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. till 8 a.m. Any a.m. till any a.m., which makes it 24 hours. Your staff will work all the time. If you set it like this, you've set it from, let's say, 11 a.m. till 11 a.m., which is 24 hours, and your staff shows offline, reach out to our support team. We'll help you. We'll help you fix it. But generally, if it's 24/7, it will be available all the time. Now, the reason we have added this feature is for, number one, embeds. So let's say you want to add a customer support staff on your website or inside your members area, but you don't want your customer support to be available all the time, because if you do that, your customers get spoiled, and which is never a good thing in business terms. You put a Monday to Friday, so people are only available at a certain time. Second thing is, when you co-lease your agent to a client, right? You co-lease your AI staff to a business or a client of yours. You want to control it. So let's say your client stops paying you, but they have already embedded your AI staff on their website, and you don't have access to their website. So, well, you can't do anything about it. Well, you can. You can just turn it all off. And what that will do is going to take the AI staff offline from their website, right? And they'll have to pay. Second, you can also upsell or charge them more. How does that work? So you can charge them by hour. Like, I'm going to lease you an AI staff for 5 hours a day, right? And if you pay me more, I can make it 24 hours, right? So you can set timings for it. So that's how opening hours work. That's the purpose of opening hours, right? I hope that answers the question. Now, moving on. We're getting a lot of questions where it says input. There's an error everybody's saying called input message potential security threat, and potentially please change your message and send it again. So the message comes as a potential security threat. What does that mean? Why are you getting this message? So first reason could be, make sure you go here and you delete your API key. If you have any API key, just click on this little icon, delete it, try again. You don't need to put API key. Okay, simple as that. If you still keep getting that message, it's because so we work with GPT-4, GPT-3, Google's Bard, and our own tier 2 layer of LMS that we've built. Now, one of the things when we're building products with AI to help automate your business is to also keep in mind the security of an end user, of a community, and it's one of our responsibility as product creators and product developers, using AI to build something that is not dangerous. Now, AI is like a child, but a very, very smart child. It can answer any question. You can ask it, illegal stuff, and it can answer, right? You can ask it things that are deemed, not good for the society or illegal in certain parts of the world, and it will still answer. So what we have to do is to put in certain sort of content moderation to make sure that whatever question that you're asking is fair, legal, and safe. And also, if your question is fair, legal, and safe, sometimes the AI can respond back with an output, with an answer which might seem, not safe, and we have to stop displaying that answer for you. So that's one of the reasons why this kind of error message happens. Now, over time, this is evolving and getting better and better with understanding, and the more you use it, the better it gets. But yeah, if you're getting this error, It's 99% that the message that you send or the message the AI is trying to send back is deemed unsafe. 1% or 0.9% is going to be this little thing. You go here, you delete the API key, it'll work. 0.1%, it's nobody's fault. There is some hiccup going on. So reach out to a support team, and we will be happy to quickly and easily help you. Right now, next thing I want to talk about real quick is a couple of new features that we are working on. About 10 or 13 new features, and these features are going to be paid features. So what are the new features? Let's talk about them. Biz knowledge is the first feature that we have. Now, what biz knowledge means, what it's going to do is the first time when you log into AIStaff, it's going to ask you a bunch of questions about your business, right? And it's going to learn more about your business, understand more about your business, your understanding, your goal, your purpose of using AIStaff. And based on that, it's gonna fine tune itself to serve you better, to help you get better output, better results, right? And this is gonna be a game changer for a lot of people. Trust me, when you answer a couple of simple questions, it's just gonna do so much wonders for you guys. Um, the second feature is called layered knowledge. So what again, it's a feature that you will not see on the front end, something that we're building on the back end. Is but what it's called is it's layered knowledge. And what layered knowledge does, it just adds so much more capability and knowledge to the AI staff, especially for accountants and lawyers. And we're going to add a couple more similar AI staffs, and they will have so much more knowledge about their job roles in so many more countries and everything. You'll be able to do so much more, and they'll be able to critically think as well, outside the box, which is important, right? So they'll not just think on what they know and what the elements like GPT-4 and Bard knows, but they'll be able to think outside the box. Uh, Second thing is the third thing is a newer, better version of Stan Martin, of course. And then the fourth thing is called social control. Now, what social control essentially does, it gives ability to your social media manager AI staff to post content on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Reddit, Pinterest, and other text and image-based platforms. Plus, schedule them and add, next to each other's reply, right? So right now, Stacy, I think Stacy is our social media manager. Um, yeah, let me check who's our social media manager. Yeah, Stacy. Stacy. So what Stacy will be able to do going forward is to post on your behalf, to schedule on your behalf, to be able to read your previous tweets, your Facebook posts, and everything, and build a tone model for you. So it will now write content in your voice. And when I say in your voice, in your tone, the way you talk, the way you speak, that sort of works. So social control, really huge feature. It's going to cost about $97 a year, but you're going to get it for free. Then we have voiceover. And what voiceover's feature is going to be, we're going to add a new staff called voiceover artist. He'll be able to do voiceovers for you. Simple and easy. We're going to add ability in the chat widgets to have multiple language, multilingual chat widgets, where you can select a default language before embedding. And when you embed it on your members area or your client's website, they will speak in that one specific language. Then we have the seventh feature that we're adding is something that's going to help you create PowerPoint presentations. So it's going to design the presentation, it's going to create the content, and it's going to give you download of that presentation, and will also be able to turn that presentation into a video for you. That's huge, right? Then we have video ads. So right now we have an AI staff who writes scripts and everything. He will, going forward, also be able to create video ads for you. Right. Next, we are adding something called Mix Mingle. What Mix Mingle does is the ability for AI staff to talk to each other and be aware of conversations done with other AI staff. This needs to be enabled for each conversation for privacy reasons. But yeah, Mix Mingle is going to help you help your AI staff communicate with each other so they can give you better output, better results, right? And you can tell, Stacy, like, hey, Stacy had a chat with James Stovall, and James was saying to you, we should use certain hashtags. Can you ask James what hashtags we should use for the post? And Stacy will go and pick up the hashtags from the conversation you had with James and incorporate them into whatever post that you're creating. Um, we're also working on a feature that helps you create simple landing pages. So we'll have a new staff who will help you create landing pages, design those pages, put them online, will be all hosted, and you can, just start using them. Then we have Summarize, which will be able to summarize a couple of URLs, websites, whatever you ask, and then turn that into a UAI agent. And also browse relevant information and give you more content based on whatever URL you ask it to summarize. We'll have better formatting, so your AI staff will be able to give you outputs as tables, as graphics, as images in code format, in a lot of different formats, which is easy. And let's see, what else do we have? We also have something called image replies. So what image replies is going to be, every time an AI staff is going to give you a response and they have to explain something visually, they will try and find an image that represents what they're trying to say. And it's going to give you images in your reply. So when you ask it, like, can you tell me more about a bonsai tree and how does a bonsai tree grow? So what it's going to do is going to go out there, research about bonsai tree, give you a description of how bonsai trees are, how they look, and how they grow so tall. And then it's also going to include a bunch of pictures, like this is a bonsai tree, and this is also a bonsai tree, and this is a bonsai tree when it's tiny, this is a bonsai tree when it grew up. So it's going to add images, more visual, to help you understand. And the final feature that we're going to be rolling out is called Study Images. So what Study Images does is you can upload an image, and for example, even in Stacy, you'll upload an image and tell Stacy, hi, I took this picture on my phone. I want to post it on Instagram. Give me a caption. Stacy will read that image, understand it, view it, and give you Instagram title in your tone with hashtags that James recommended. So all these features and a couple more are going to be added to your AI staff account, and you will get them for free if you have that access code. So that's one of the big announcements that we wanted to make today. And before I totally forget to show you this cool thing that I promised you in the beginning of this webinar session, the cool thing that you can do with AI, and it's the kind of things that I'm going to be sharing in the Facebook group. So remember, we downloaded this image. Let me open this image real quick. Remember, we downloaded this image. Now, here's a cool thing that AI can do right now, and it's something that's released by Adobe on their Photoshop. So let me open up Photoshop. And I'm going to show you how to get this as well. So this is Photoshop Beta. And I'm going to show you how you can use this. Let me just make this Photoshop real small for you. Close this. Let me bring it up to the screen so everybody can see it. It's not too big. Okay, here we are. Right, let's try to open this image in Photoshop. Right, cool. Now, there's a new version of Photoshop. You don't really need it. It's just a cool thing. If you have Photoshop, you'll get it. It's just a cool thing I want to show you guys what's possible with AI right now. So we have this image. Let me make it smaller. Right, now if I go over here and I select this and I hold Option and I try to increase the width, right? Oops. Do this. A little bit here, a little bit here as well. Then we go here, we select this image, and then we do an invert selection, which is Command Shift I or Control Shift I if you're on Windows, right? So what this is done, we selected the outside of this image, And I'm going to click on this little button called Generative Fill. I'm just going to say Generate. Now, what you can do is you can create these sort of images with StatMart and AI Staff. And then if you have Photoshop, you can use Photoshop to make them large or add more to it, make it more descriptive or add more stuff generally. So yeah, let's give Photoshop a little bit of time and let it do its thing. And also the other thing I want to show you is it takes time for even Photoshop to do it. But look at this. This is incredible. This is beautiful. This is amazing. Now, we can again make it larger if we want. Let's go up, go down a little bit. Let's make this a little bit smaller. And then again, we're going to go and select our image. We're going to invert the selection, generate fill, and let's also say add some spaceships battling each other. How do you spell battling? Oh, there we go. And let's generate. So the possibilities with AI are endless, and I just really wanted to show you guys before I switch back to the other screen again and continue where we left off. So these are the kind of stuff that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, in the Facebook group. So again, it's not perfect, but it's close. This is the image that Stan created, and this is what we have right now. And you can do so many things with this kind of stuff, this kind of technology. So anybody who's looking for where to download this, what you can do is you can go to adobe.com. I think it's free. I'm not entirely sure. If you have paid version of Photoshop, you can go here. All right, let's see. I think if you search Google Photoshop beta, let's see. Yeah, just Google Photoshop beta and it's going to bring you to this page. And just try to download the free trial. And there's going to be an option to download the beta version. And download the beta version, not the latest version, just the beta, because this feature is only on beta. It's called Generative AI. It's only on beta, this little thing, right? And it has versions, like there's another version of this, and there's third one. This one looks nicer. See, it doesn't look like a spaceship, but yeah, it's something. It's generative. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff that we're going to be sharing in the Facebook group. Again, detailed tutorials. I'm going to talk a lot about other things, how you can actually incorporate this into your business, how can you make money with this, and all that stuff.